But anyway, why are we here? Why are we here is many a question that will be asked.
Suffer.
But yeah, welcome hunting, guys, for Bar After Hours, my little talk show where I grab a couple or a few amazing people I am very lucky to know. They come into the bar after hours. It's later into the day, into the night. Everybody's gone. It's just us. And we're going to just talk about some little things. We're going to learn about how these two lovely, lovely people got into VTubing. And then we're going to ask some language related questions. Stuff that's been on my mind and a few other people's mind. And we're going to learn. So, I get to do the thing that I wanted to do. Hola, bienvenido, and marhaban.
Hey.
What? What? Can you repeat that? What?
I said it was a marhaban, which is meant to mean hello or something in Arabic.
Marhaba.
Marhaba, right.
Marhaba.
Look, we're gonna be here all day. You know I can't roll my R's.
It's because you say mahraba and like no.
It's not mar.
Marhaba.
At least I got half of you two right.
It's like Martha, but
you
instead of a th, it's a ha. Marhaba.
Marhaba. Marhaba.
Marhaba.
Why do you want to put? Why do you want to
I'm
put
not
like
trying.
hat in the mer? Why?
I can't roll my R's, okay? Don't bully me.
The easiest way you can say instead of marhaba, you want to be very like
Marhaba.
like very formal. Just say hella. There, done.
Fine, hella.
Yeah, hella.
Okay.
I'm having hella fun.
Well, I'm glad I got the Spanish side done properly. Just be glad I didn't try Tagalog, because I would have failed even worse there, Uriko. You know that.
Lumpia.
But yeah.
Which one? Lumpia Shanghai?
But yeah, as I get confused. Since we're talking languages today, Jae is able to speak Spanish with that lustrous voice that he has right there.
Hola, yo hablo español.
And the little soul-sucking, chaotic being that is Uriko can speak Arabic and Tagalog.
Huh?
Tagalog.
You said it, you fucker.
Filipino.
Bitch, Filipino is not a fucking language.
Do you wanna flex off your Tagalog and Arabic? That's all, Uriko.
Dang it.
No,
no, you want to say Filipino.
Look,
I don't.
Filipinos are just the Hispanics of Asia.
Oh my god. We're
Historically, that's true.
Fair enough. We're already learning something with Mr. Dockleton. But let's dive straight into it, shall we? So, the first big question, not really big, but we'll call it that. How did you get into VTubing initially? Let's start with you, Jay. How did you get into VTubing initially?
Sure. So so it was during the pandemic, as many of us started during the pandemic. I think it all started because I was on YouTube and I started getting feeds about like YouTuber clips. And then I saw like some sort of, I don't know, some internet news story about a virtual cam girl on OnlyFans. Some of you might know as Project Melody.
Rung a
So I
bell.
started there, and I'm like, okay, so there's a whole thing. It's a virtual, like hiding behind avatars and stuff. And I started seeing clips. I saw Iron Mouse and and clips like that. I think I saw there was a Takahata. What was her name? Kim Rai. Like I would just get these clips on my feed, and I started watching them. And I don't know. I mentioned to some friends of mine. They were like, "Dude, you should totally do that." Like, because I have friends that they did try Twitch streaming, and some of them actually came back. But you got to do it. I was like, okay, well, I got nothing better to do. I need a hobby. I'm locked up, like we all were, and call up a friend of mine to see if she can make me a model, because she does that kind of stuff. And she made my original model. And then that's kind of how I got into it.
Who was the friend anyway? Is it someone that's still doing stuff now?
No, it's my friend Link. She's an IRL friend from way back.
Ah.
She only ever made two VTuber models, mine and another friend's, Moonlit Lyra. She basically did it as a favor to both of us, and she was like, "I'm never doing this again. This is too stressful. I got other things on my plate." And yeah, that was kind of the end of it. She doesn't like. It's weird. She doesn't like to take commissions. Like once every year or two, I can ask for a commission as a favor. I'm paying her for it, but I'm basically asking a favor. Hey, can you do this? And so that was me cashing in that one year.
Ah.
Yeah, I know a few people like that as well. Fantastic at doing it, but they're just like, I don't want the stress, but I'm good at it.
Yeah.
Right. Uriko, same question to you. Let us know, where was the origins for you?
For me, I did started with like watching Kiss in the Eye back in the day. I mean, with anime and like and whatnot. That like I've been watching those for a long time. But I
Hmm.
got interested in it because of one. I mean, they're a cosplayer, but they were interested in VTubing until they made their own VTuber model back in also during the pandemic. But I didn't get interested in it, like making my own until like 2022, like very late. So I asked one of my friends, but I don't know them like in real life, but I know them throughout like our fandom that we love so much, Kekai Sensen. So I did ask her if she would do the like a commissioner like an art, but she never done like live 2D before, like art. So it's like, oh, it's easy, right? I just do like only like the model, but she didn't know about like cutting and there's a lot of things that goes to it. But she did it anyway.
Hmm.
I am her first and last model.
Wow.
So it's a similar thing to Jay, where you know somebody that can do it, but they're just like, yeah, I'm not doing this again.
It's because she doesn't know how to do like live 2D models. She said, I don't know, but I'm just gonna do it because it looks fun.
I mean, that is
And
that
she
is
did.
completely fair.
Mm. So at least I have like the 80s style look anime aesthetic that I want.
Oh yeah, I know you like a lot of your old anime, and I know you like Black Lagoon since that's where the booty shorts mostly come from, right?
It's like a lot of things in one. I mean, me and her love the also Devilman. So I put like also the aesthetic of the eyes and face, body and whatnot from Celine, like the little harpy lady.
You know, that is completely fair. Also, that is a question for you, Jay, though. What made you land on Slepopod?
So it comes from. Okay, I'll tell you exactly where the model comes from. So I was like, I wanted when I was making my decided my model. I originally went with a robot, and I was kind of like an adjutant or kind of GLaDOS, that sort of like
Hmm.
concept, and it just wasn't working. And I was like, man, I really like Dr. Zoidberg. And so my friend Link was like, "What do you want?" And I said, "I want Dr. Zoidberg with the elegance of Fraser Crane and the raw sexual energy of Gomez Adams."
Jesus
That
Christ.
is word for word what I said.
The sexual energy of Gomez Adams. I mean, you're not wrong. It's just fun to hear that phrase.
Oh my god.
I can see you doing a very good Raul Julia, to be honest.
Oh, I love Raul Julia.
He's the best. Gone too soon. Gone too soon.
Wait a
Amen.
minute. Is she gonna your mustache gonna be on top of your tentacles or under?
What?
Oh, the
Gomez
mustache,
has a
like,
mustache. Where would it go?
So hang on, let me see if I can show this to everybody because the original concept of Dockleton had a mustache.
oh no. Oh my gosh. Now you need to do more art with just the mustache wherever it gets placed.
So now the that version of the character is now known as Don Huankleton.
Don Juancleton.
Don Juancleton. Where is Don Juancleton?
Find your
Oh,
Juan. Where is your Juan?
the
Oh, here
one
we
and
go.
only.
I'll just put this. I'll just load it up so y'all can see it.
Oh gosh.
Oh my lord! What?
Oh, I see. So it is literally just like attached to the top instead of under.
Yeah, kind of like catfish whiskers. That was the original concept.
You look like a lobster.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Zoidberg is kind of an octopus, kind of a lobster.
I mean, he's a crustacean, but mixed with a cephalopod. It's weird.
One of Woodbug.
So
Yeah.
yes, that's kind of, and the color is because I was on a landing craft squadron when I was in active duty in the Navy, and we painted a green kraken on the side of our boat, and so I basically sent that image like, here, use these colors.
So there is a craft with Jae on painted on the side of it.
It's been
Well,
christened.
it's been long painted over, but yeah,
Ah, it still lives on under all the other paint.
yeah, absolutely.
Well, my next question was gonna be both to you of like what made you go with the design you have now, but you've kind of already answered that. So damn. What attracted you to VTubing? Well, you said, you know, you either got into it late because you like the anime aspect of it, or COVID was just like, hey, you might like this thing. So you've already sped through, not spad. What is spad?
Spade with a spud in your mouth. There.
Well, speaking of, what's been a highlight you've had since you've started VTubing then? We'll go with you, Jay. What's been a highlight?
The highlight of this?
Like altogether throughout the years you've been up so far with it.
I think it just really been to be able to just like try a lot of creative outlets and meeting people. You know, maybe I made good friends like both of you. And then like I said, and like being able to do projects and stuff. Like with Luis Vasquez, you know, the music mask. I've worked with him already on 2 musical projects, and now he's having me do some projects for him, and that's really cool. I got to write and do some storytelling with my lore video that I made 2 years ago. That was just really cool to be able to like tell a story because I love to be a storyteller. It's just been great experiences. Also, like it helped a lot with like public speaking.
Oh no, yeah, that makes sense because you're obviously talking a lot to a lot of people.
Yeah, so it's been really fun, really nice.
I can say that I'm glad you got into it. I've enjoyed my talks with you. And the best thing I can sum up about Jay is literally you want to get introduced to somebody, Jay will just be like, okay, give me like 5 seconds. I kid you not, 5 seconds, and I got to talk to CC, Coughing Cuddles, another tentacle haver.
And funny enough, CC's one of my first VTuber friends.
Aww. And yeah, I've had a chance to speak to Eldritch Grandpa as well, which is it's just been fun. Like you said, it's nice to honestly just like grab people and be like, hey, we like similar things. What would you like?
Yeah.
No, I generally very, very much love it. Same question to you, Uriko. What's been a highlight since you've started since 2022?
Meeting me.
Oh my god. Other than that,
Other than that, it's like an afterthought. It's just like, get out of here.
it's just me just pushing him down on the stool. I'm like, okay, it's my turn to talk to.
Just like, shut up.
Well, she did say no. She said other than me, so that means that I'm one of the highlights. Ha!
Yay.
Highlights, under light, whatever you want to go under that light.
But yeah, what's been a highlight besides Jay?
For me in general, just having an outlet because I've been drowning from like why work is just shitty. Uh, I'm just happy to just like having a creative outlet and just meeting nice people. That's it.
So it all fits in with more or less the same thing. You like being able to just meet new people with similar things.
I mean, I'm not gonna be sugarcoating anything. I am not a happy person. I'm a depressed person,
Hmm.
and I got a lot of like social anxiety. So this is like actually good outlet for me when I want to like let off steam and just forget about my day and just do something that I like. Because I know a
No,
lot of people have like a lot of anxiety and a lot of like depression when like dealing with like a very abusive workplace.
that is fair.
Mm.
I guess everybody feels like that. It's nice to get away from something because you can be a cat on the internet as much as you want to be.
A revelation of the internet. You can be a cat, an anime cat girl on the internet, and nobody questions it.
Not a cat boy, Dad. I'm a cat man. A cat man, damn it.
No, I no, I share the sentiment with both of you. It's been nice to meet new people. I mean, heck, I remember the first time I met Uriko. Like, she's literally cautious cat mode when she was talking with me. So I remember we talked about reused Disney animation. Funnily enough, 2 years later, she still hasn't got rid of me. I don't know why,
Still
but
got
I'm
a
still
receipt.
here.
It'd be
So
like that.
we don't do receipts here. The receipts expired. I'm keeping the people I know.
Yeah, imagine keeping.
But yeah, no. It always comes back to that question. Would you say VTubing has allowed you to make more friends? And the common answer has always been yes. You either find somebody that you get on well with, or you find somebody that you share a genuine interest with and stick with for quite a long time.
Which is really like the science of friendship.
Mm.
Science
Like
of friendship.
any and all relationships they're all based on logistics.
Of
Like
ships.
what?
Of ships.
I mean I mean like platonic, platonic, familial,
Mm.
professional, romantic, etc. Like any sort of anything, any connection you make with another person is all about logistics. It's all about where you are and do you run into each other, and do you run into each other to a point you want to keep running into each other.
Kind of like the wind in your sail.
Like the what?
The wind in your sail.
The wind of your sail,
Where do you
yeah.
want that go?
Yeah, so if you're gonna be in an environment where you're doing this thing, you're gonna meet people that are doing the same thing. You're gonna connect. You're gonna
Mm-hmm.
see each other more and hang out and build the friendships. Yeah.
No, I agree because I kept seeing you everywhere, Jay. I'm like, okay, Jay's here with
I get
Uriko.
around.
Jay's here with Sandy. Then Jay's also here, and I'm like, why do I keep finding this guy everywhere? Which
So
it
Because
Jay is
happens.
God.
I am. No, it's because I am
You say
gregarious.
God everywhere.
You don't have to call me God. Jay's fine.
I'm just thinking, slight tangent, but like, what would Jay look like with a full beard then instead of the stash? Like, would it grow around the tentacles or? Now I'm
Like
confused.
I mean, I have a human form.
Oh yeah.
Sorry,
Oh,
I'm
bless
allergic to
you.
Uriko's bullshit.
But bitch, you are the bullshit. You're allergic to yourself.
Oh, bless
Oh
you.
God.
You want 5 minutes? Are you good?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
He did that in my direction. How dare.
It's to keep you moist.
Ah God.
Ugh.
I don't want the seaside like facial, thank you. What the fuck
Oh
is
yeah,
this?
that's human Jay.
I don't believe it.
Human J is partially based on me and partially based on Xanatos from Gargoyles.
I can see it. And considering I've had the pleasure of seeing what Jay looks like behind the model, Jae is a very handsome man.
Oh my fucking god.
The heart eyes are out and everything. I just love it. It's like watching a magician just with you two just pulling stuff out of there. It's like, oh, there's going to be this. Then suddenly Uriko can make shadow appear. You know, stuff like that. Oh my goodness. But no, with the designs and everything, I'm based on essentially myself and bits I'd like to improve on. The demon side, that kind of came later. But hey, I like my purple. I like my wings.
Yeah.
Except for when that one moment everybody tried to bite my wings once.
I bet you
mean,
would go
cat
try to bite.
wings.
Yuriko always
I bite
bites.
anybody.
Exactly. She bites the people she likes and cares about. So if she's bitten you, there you go.
I mean, because Jay is seafood practically at least. Paella.
Paella doesn't have seafood.
Fuck you, I will have it in
Fuck you!
seafood.
My father is from the land where paella was invented, and paella does not have seafood.
Am I in Spain already? No, fucker. I'm where I live. I eat what the fuck I want. How I want it. Paella. Seafood
That-
with extra pepper, with extra pork on yours.
I can't.
Oh,
I curse
It
you.
doesn't exist.
I see
I
that
cuss
smug
you out.
face. That is the smuggest cat face I've ever seen, and I've never seen it before. But speaking of languages and where everybody's from, so as already said, near the start, Jae and Uriko both speak other languages. Or I was going to say different languages, other languages. Jae can speak Spanish. Uriko could speak Arabic and Tagalog.
I thought so.
Filipino.
Oh my fucking god.
I feel like that's going to be a running joke. I accidentally said that once when I was talking to Eureka, and she's like, huh? And it took me a while to be like, oh no, I said the country. Yes, do you speak the country?
I am so
But
patriotic.
that is another thing. I remember doing a job application, you know, adult stuff ages back. And one of the questions was, do you speak United Kingdom? I kid you not. I looked at it, I'm
We
like,
speak American.
yes, I speak the whole country of multiple dialects.
Dun, 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 dun.
But speaking of your languages, what do you like about the languages you guys can speak? Like, is there something unique about it that you like? That whether that be phonetically, curse words you can combine much better. That sounds better in that than English. You know, stuff like that. Eureka, I'll let you go first.
Oh. I don't know. I just like doing like a triple combo, and then somebody who's like insulted me, and I can insult them in their grandmothers in 3 different languages. I will take that offense very seriously, and I will offend all your fucking ancestors.
Going for the whole bloodline and the previous
Yes, why
bloodline.
not? That bloodline will end with you now.
God damn it, I just choked on water.
Good then. I can make people choke without me holding them.
Like, I'm trying to stay nicely hydrated. Eureka there, I will insult them and watch their bloodline end with them. God damn.
That's the joys of learning a language. You can be creative with it. You can juggle with it.
That
Different
is true.
definitions.
That is true. I have heard Eureka come up with some amazingly heinous insults in Arabic and Tagalog. Like, I can tell the severity of it by how intensely she's speaking it. Don't
I'm
tee-hee
say-so.
me. No, you shut up. That is a lie. Me and Jane know this is a lie.
I got no proof.
Hold up, let me pull up Twitter. Let me pull up Blue
What was the
Sky.
Twitter's broken.
What was the lie
Twitter's
again?
broken.
Eureka said she was say so.
I mean, excuse me.
Why do you sound like
I should.
Beaker from the
I should
Sesame
have.
Street?
Beaker's not from Sesame Street. He's
Yes, he
from
is.
the Muppets.
The Muppets? Never mind. Both like Muppets. You're straight. Yeah.
If I remember right, the Muppets and Sesame Street are meant to be from the same person.
Yes, they're both made by Jim Henson. These are the two separate shows. Sesame Street is about, an inner city neighborhood, whereas the Muppets it's a variety show.
Fair enough.
They exist in the same universe. I mean, you can have them together. It's just that different shows.
Fair enough. I guess the same question to you, Jane. What do you like about the Spanish language that you can do with it?
Well, I think that more than wait before I continue. Do you have a question about being bilingual, or is because like talking about it of being bilingual, or just about the language? I want to make sure I'm not skipping ahead.
And we can always do both. Like, you can always have a comparison of like what do you like more about English and what do you like more about Spanish, and then mix and match together. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me answer this as best I can. I think that having two languages, for me, more than anything, like what do I like more about Spanish or English? I can't really point it out, but like having both is like the fact that if there is an idea you need to convey, the nuances of one language might convey it better than the other. So being able to swap back and forth, like, growing up in the household, I've been speaking English and Spanish since I was born. My mother's American, my father's a Spaniard, and it gets trickier after that. But it's like, yeah, to be able to like, if I forget a word in one language, I can say it in the other, and that's what bilingual really means: forgetting twice as many words. And sometimes if you just want to have a private conversation, you can.
Yeah.
In the open, like, if I'm going a lot
gossip.
of places in the States, I can just speak in one language. Nobody's gonna understand me. It's a private conversation, Sure, Woody, you have that too, right?
I mean, I do that a lot with my mom when I go everywhere. Like, we just shit talk of people.
There you go, I guess.
No, I agree. That I guess that's one thing I'm jealous about, since I only speak English. Never really had a full chance since I was younger, to learn a different language. Except I can remember bits of French, bits of Bulgarian, stuff like that. So it's always been interesting when somebody can be like, I want a full-on private conversation in public, that you can just naturally just swap to that, whichever works.
Unless somebody else actually knows that in language and actually eavesdrop.
A lot of
you hope the conversation's private.
Yeah, exactly. I know there's a lot of people that will purposely do that, but then it turns out someone can fully understand what's being said, especially if it's about that person. Because I've seen it happen a few times, and it's quite interesting to see everybody's very shocked expression when they're just like, "Oh, you can understand that."
That happened to me on way too many times at work.
I can only imagine.
It's because I don't know. A lot of people say I look ethnic ambiguous. Nobody knows what the fuck I am.
You're
You're a cat
adorable, is
girl on
what
the
you're.
internet.
Ew.
That too. But yeah, I know, since Jay's already mentioned that, you've grown up. I was going to say you've been born. I was going to say, yes, you've been. Of course, you've been born.
I've been born yesterday. Thank you.
But no, I know.
Happy birthday to me.
Sorry, what was you going to say, Jay?
No, I was just saying I believe it. I was just talking shit to Woody.
I swear, you two need to do a comedy act at some point, because you bounce off of each other really well.
That's because she's squishy. Bouncy, bouncy.
And at your head.
And your ass. My head and your ass. Bouncy, bouncy.
I think at least
I don't
something
know
is
where I was
bouncing.
going with that. That was a train wreck the whole way through.
I heard the slap on the desk as well.
At least he has a disc.
Hey. But yeah, no, as I said, Jake said that he's grew up with speaking Spanish and English. What about you, Eureka? Did you grow up with English or did you learn it much later?
I mean, first time this is gonna be Tagalog. English is because like with my parents they speak, but my like dad will mostly talk with my mom, but like everything in Tagalog, so there's nothing there. Later on, like with my mom will like would teach me like English because like well because of school and whatnot. Then third, lastly, Arabic because I need to go to kindergarten and know what the fuck other people are talking about. They were shit talking about me that I don't like.
That's a thing for both of you then. I was going through school with
Oh god.
knowing multiple languages then, because I know depending where you grow up or what country it is, everybody's got that different kindergarten slash nursery experience and school. So yeah, Eureka, how did that go for you?
For me, because I got ostracized the most in school because I'm different.
Hmm.
They don't like me.
No, I know that kind of mentality. I think it doesn't matter which country you're in. That seems to happen everywhere, especially in school. School kids are vicious.
I mean, because like I have a very different background than them. They have like a very common like childhood, and mine is different, and I don't relate to them that much.
So you'd say it was more of a challenge growing up with school and whatnot.
Yeah, but I took it very like personally. I just like, hey, I want to do this as spite.
That has not changed, apparently. You can still do that now.
It's my right to make everybody uncomfortable with my existence, whether they like it or not.
Oh, boy. But yeah, what about you, Jane? Because you said you grew up with English naturally as
Yeah.
well. How was that?
So this is not a secret. I was born and raised in the Dominican Republic,
Hmm.
um, which is a Spanish-speaking country. Um, I went to an American school there uh, because my parents wanted me to have a good education. It was a good school back then. So basically, all of us kids, we all the kids at school, we spoke English and Spanish, so that was always there.
Hmm.
Um, and then for me, it's like, oh, if we like took the summer and we went to the States to visit my grandfather, my parents would put me in a summer camp during the day, keep the kids busy,
Mm-hmm.
and for me, it was just like, oh, just another place because it's like I never felt like an outsider in the sense that I always knew the language.
Oh, that makes
So
sense.
it wasn't until I joined the Navy that I went to a country where I didn't speak the language that I said, "Oh, this is what it's like to not know. This is what it's like to struggle with a language you don't know in a place you've never been." Uh, so yeah, I mean, I guess it's a big thing. I mean, the side of feeling like an outsider, I think that's outside of knowing languages
Hmm.
for me. But yeah, I basically everywhere I go is like, hey, I speak the language. I'm just whatever. If that makes sense.
No, I can agree with that. The only time I've never felt culture shock, but when you feel out of place, is
Hmm.
the only time I've ever had that is when I went to Bulgaria. Because obviously it's a hotter country and everything. People are usually a lot more olive or tanned. And there's me, white as hell, ginger beard, blonde hair.
Is that
Fair
So
Ron
enough.
Weasley?
I stood out quite a lot. And you go to anywhere where you're not the most commonly seen person, you're going to get stared at a lot. Because it's like, oh, that's different. Or this person is different. It's not like a bad thing. It's just like, oh,
It
difference.
just kind of it is what it is, right?
Hmm. I mean, it's just
Like,
like looking at a unicorn in the wild. I'm like, oh my god, he's different.
oh my god, difference. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I guess the next question, and I'll throw this at you first, Jay. Would you say there's anything interesting about your your language that many people might not know about, like on surface level?
So I think one cool thing about Spanish that English doesn't have is that Spanish has very flexible rules about rhyming. It's what's known as, so you have consonant rhyming, which is where you take two words that sound alike. So
Hmm.
alike and pike or trike. Um, and then assonant is where the vowels and the vowel emphasis is the same, but the words aren't.
Oh.
Which is very difficult to figure out in English because English has so many ways to pronounce every vowel. Spanish only
Hmm.
has one way to pronounce things. So like what you read is what you get, and it blends to a lot of that. I think also that the poetic licenses that have been created around, especially like modern music, helps a lot because Spanish is a longer language uh, than English, and so it's really hard to fit Spanish in rock. If you were to write it normally, Spanish works for ballads because ballads are long and slow, but for rock, you got to take a little bit of a fun. So it's always a fun, for me, it's a fun, unique challenge when I'm trying to write something in Spanish, like for example, a song, and trying to make it work. I think that's one thing that I find that's really cool about it.
So it's more the freedom where it can be a lot easier to do one thing compared to doing it in English is pretty much what you
Well, no,
mean
it's
then.
it's different. So like again,
Hmm.
so like rhyming is simpler in some ways, but then building a stanza is difficult, is harder. So like it's just different challenges, and just kind of unique things about the languages. Like again, English is shorter, so you can fit. If you're doing rock, which is a 4x4,
Hmm.
like rock was made for English. Any language outside of English that does rock, if you speak that language, you can notice that there's they have to they have to kind of do wonky things with the language to make it work,
Oh no, exactly.
and it's just a really cool thing, I think.
Yeah, I think the one version of rock I've heard in a different language is in Indian rock, because I know they
Mm-hmm.
get very creative with it to make it fit it.
Mm-hmm.
and then you and then you find out like there's other songs that have been sung in the language, like everybody knows Despacito, but like when you or
Oh
Macarena,
man.
but when you translate
uh,
what Macarena's actually saying, it's a horrendous song. But to the
yes,
untrained, sorry, yeah, go on, Jay.
no, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was agreeing with you,
But
but you're right. It's a horrible song. I mean,
I
it,
mean,
it's a, it, look, it's about a woman named Macarena, and Macarena is a very Spanish name that they use in Spain. I actually have a cousin named Macarena, so I can only imagine the teasing she gets at school. But
oh god.
Macarena is a song about a woman who loves to live the party life, and when her boyfriend goes to military service, she gets it on with two of his friends. Now, here's the best part. I've known what the Macarena is about since it came out. Everybody knows what the Macarena in Latin America and in Spain. Everybody knows what the Macarena is about. We just didn't care.
yeah, it's one of those
That's
things
our
where
little secret.
exactly, it's one of those
No
things where
secret
it's
about it.
no, it's one of those things where it's become so popular that most people don't care. But when you tell somebody, you shatter everything they've known about it.
My childhood.
Because everybody knows the dance to it as well and everything.
Can you believe that song came out in '91?
I
Yep.
know, it's wild how long ago it is now.
I feel old.
Because you are.
I know.
It's okay.
I'm a time capsule. I remember shit.
What about what about you, Eureka? Is there anything interesting about Arabic or Tagalog that many people don't know on the surface level about them? Like something
I
you would
mean,
say
for
is
me,
unique?
like the expressions. Oh my god, the expressions. For every occasion, I have something that I can use for my expressions. I can use only like between like people who know the language or like the culture they know. They already know what the fuck you're going through, and they'll say, "Ah, I understand." English doesn't have that kind of thing. That's the problem. It
Well,
doesn't have that.
like expressions, like what? Give us an
Yes.
example.
Like if you're, let's say, you're upset about somebody who did something stupid and everything and whatnot, but in the end, for you, you're like, what does that have to do with me? Why am I so upset? We got one thing that we say in Arabic, "Anashaku."
What would that translate to?
It's it means like it doesn't have to do with me. Like that same expression of like people say, "Hey, my not my monkeys, not my circus," kind of
Would you
deal.
look at that?
Ah,
You just discovered an English expression.
Yeah, but like watching other people's like on shows and whatnot.
just Jay's little clappy clap.
Oh,
You should
sorry, am I
have
talking
like a
shit again?
toggle
Pardon
that
me.
clap.
But no. So overall, it's like there's more range to like more
It's
different
because like
expressions.
there's like a lot of English. There's no like translation to like some words that we use. There's no direct translations.
Yeah, I can tell when certain people that are speaking in different languages aren't happy because it's the intensity they speak. Like it starts off light and then it gets heavier and heavier and then it gets like faster and heavier and then you're just like, yeah, somebody isn't happy. Or you get very
I
excited about
mean,
something. Like I've listened to you and Gin speak Arabic and I'm just like sitting there being like, I slightly get what's going on here, but not fully.
that's the lighter version. You don't know when it gets like hot and heavy.
Hopefully I never will because I won't know what to say, quite literally.
For us, but I mean, like, there's like a lot of like in English, they cannot pronounce like the different kinds of like pronunciation, vowels, and whatnot. There's like a lot. Like you struggling to say marhaba.
Oh god, you're
Marhaba.
gonna keep. Look, I
I mean,
can't.
but if it makes you feel better, it happens in English as well. Like I said, like English, like you don't pronounce all vowels the same way in other languages. So like
Hmm.
my father has a hard time pronouncing things in English because a lot of those vowel concepts don't exist for him in Spanish.
For us in Arabic, it's a lot. We have a lot of flexibility. There's a
Katie,
lot of like letters we can. What?
what?
Huh?
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 Huh? Ah.
I don't know. Anyways.
Bitch, fucking no.
Katie,
We have a lot of fucking flexibility with like pronouncing words like not native speakers cannot do that. Do the sound or the. They can do that.
All the phlegm saying
Heck,
that.
my
That.
mom. Oh, my mom was like has been like how many years she's been like living here where we are. She can't even pronounce those yet.
yeah, I'd be like that.
Sometimes you do be.
Yeah,
But
because like in Tagalog they don't have those as well.
Cal, you were talking about like or was it Udi that was talking about words that don't have meanings other languages? Like for example,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
in English, like deadline. I mean, we all know that a deadline means okay, this is when something is due, and that concept exists in other languages. But
Mm.
the deadline is originally like, hey, if you're past this line, you're getting shot. You're dead.
Ah. So more literal.
So
Yep.
the original concept, yeah, or like how a lot of words from a lot of concepts in English are nautical terms that don't come from other places. And then there's examples like, for example, in Spanish there's the word entremesa, which means literally it translates between the table, and that is entremesa is the conversation you have after a meal at the table.
Ah. I get it because
So
you're
it's
talking between the table, but yeah.
right. Talk between the table, but it's The con is after the meal. Is the big thing.
Ah,
It's quite
the joys
interesting.
of languages.
It makes sense, but you have to think about it for a bit before you're like, but between? And then you mean like, oh, you're talking between yourselves, amongst yourselves, with a table in the middle of you. So it's like between the table.
Yeah.
But speaking of like talking different languages, would you say, I'll ask Eureka this, do you find it hard when swapping between, you know, the languages you can speak in English? Like, you know, a word in one language, but you can't remember what it is in the other, and you have to take a moment to switch back over again. Would you say you've ever had
Yes.
a hard time with that?
Yes, I do that a lot at work. And when I'm like remembering, like, what is this word that I go to the Tagalog? Then I have to go back to English and go in order to translate that in Arabic. And I'm like, oh yeah, there we go.
So that happens quite often because of, I guess, dealing with
Yes,
multiple people.
because I really deal like with a lot of people like in a daily basis. I need to be fast because a lot of people are very fucking impatient. Then I'm like, I need just to remember this one word. Can you give me just 1 minute to remember? I'm buffering right now. I'm cleaning up my servers. Please shut the fuck up. Let me think.
So that's why you've got a buffering icon that you can switch on every so often.
Yes, I do. This is the reason why I got the sound effect and the fucking thing. I'm like, huh? Ah.
There it is.
I'm thinking just give me a minute. I'm still on Pentium 1. Just give me a fucking second.
Dial up noises.
I do have the sound, but not on this like soundboard that I got. I got in my Jesus fucking Christ. That sounds like the early days of fucking Star Wars theme. I don't know why.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, what about you, Jay? Have you ever had that moment where your brain needs to take a moment to swap back over again?
All the time. Like I said earlier, being bilingual means you forget twice as many words. And I'll have it where I'm like, oh crap, I forgot this word in English, or I forget this word in Spanish. I mean, usually, so I have both English and Spanish. I have Google Translate on my phone. I have both languages saved on my phone just for quick access at any time. Um, although I'm really good at interpreting, so like on the fly. So if Cal, if you were to talk to me in English, I can almost instantaneously say it in Spanish to somebody else, and vice versa.
Oh,
so it's a skill that I've picked up different jobs.
I mean, that makes sense because if you need to translate something quickly, you need to act quickly, so you can just get done with it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So
no, I find that quite interesting because I've been to Bulgaria, and the person I knew was from Bulgaria. I remember traveling on a train with her, and you know, when you're about to get off the train, you would usually say "let's go" or whatever to somebody. They didn't say it in English; they said it in Bulgarian, and if I remember right, they said it as it was either "ide" or "ide," which means "let's go" in Bulgarian. But so I was just like staring at them for a second. I'm like, huh? And I mean, they meant "let's go."
Okay, I got you.
But it's quite interesting because I can like look at somebody and see that the brain is very much buffering to swap over, because it's not something you can do just instantaneous, especially if you're talking. It's like you could be talking English now and then I could just like click on Spanish right now. Sometimes it might take you a bit, especially if you was midway through a conversation.
Click now to change language.
Although I've gotten pretty good because people keep redeeming the Spanish redeem on me on stream.
I purposely redeem it because I know you can break Ducky with it. I still remember how shocked you was where you were surprised that you actually made somebody blush really hard just by speaking Spanish. He was just like, that's never happened before.
Es una habilidad que yo no sé cómo tú pudiste causar que yo lo haga, pero ahí estamos.
You should have gone before you
Exactly,
came
he's
on into the
serenading to
bar.
you.
Solamente una vez.
There's a Juan. Would you like this
Juan?
Juan, Ducky?
You're Juan and only.
Juan.
Don Juancleton.
Juan Colton. Yes, the only bit of Spanish I know is hola or hola bienvenido. The thing is, when you can tell when I'm not native with it because I go a lot slower with it. Where if I was to keep doing it over time, I'd probably get a lot faster with it because it'd be in the brain bank at that point.
By the way, using the wrong O. It's
Ah,
not
right.
hola, it's ola.
Oh, hola.
There you go.
Ah, okay, I got you.
So the trick with Spanish is that once you know that there's just one way to say the vowel, boom, you're good.
No, exactly. It's similar to the dialect I speak. Sometimes I don't say the H, and that can work with certain languages where it's there, but you don't actually have to enunciate that specific letter.
Sure, like I think you say herb, right? But I would say herb.
See, I'd say herb as well.
Interestingly enough, in American English, there's herb, the name, where you do pronounce the H.
It's
Just to
like
confuse everybody else. Fucking right?
it's like there's a town here called Birmingham, but with the way I say it is Birmingham, where it doesn't sound like I'm saying the H anymore.
Birmingham.
Well, actually, no, there's no H in there. Never mind. But you get what I mean. It sounds like I'm missing out.
Sure, but you would say Birmingham as opposed to Birmingham.
Yeah, you don't say Birmingham. You know, enunciating.
Birmingham.
I don't know what that voice is, but here we are.
Actually, I got a great story about this.
Oh, go on.
Years ago, I'm talking about like I'm a young teenager. My dad wanted to buy a fan to put in the for the house. Buy a fan. We get there. I think it was Target or Walmart, and we're there, and my father goes with these very thick Spanish accents, like, "Excuse me, hello, I'm looking for a fan." And the guy looks at him like, "What are you trying to say?" "Yes, a fan, a fan." And then me and my sister, we look at each other, we go, "A fan!" And he's like, "Oh, you want a fan? Yeah, over here." And my dad's like, my dad just stands, he's like, hang on. What words are similar? I'm not asking for fun. I'm not asking for a fawn, a baby deer. No. I'm asking for a fucking fan. It's a fawn. You'd think that the guy would get it, but no.
Yeah, I guess it's just like how you would enunciate it, because if the word sounds like it's stuck together, then people get very confused. It's
so like if it was like as if he was saying like upon.
a fawn, upon. Yeah.
Is that what you were going for?
Yeah, I guess so. My brain's just trying to think now because that has made me laugh a little bit too much. It makes sense, but it's like, huh. It's
Just help them find the fan.
I think the best funniest story I've got like about a language / dialect is I remember when a Scottish person couldn't understand me. A Scottish person, a lovely Scottish lady, could not understand my accent.
Why?
And that it just felt so weird. I'm like, you're Scottish?
If you want to have a language experience, go drinking with a Scotsman, because you're not going to understand them after they're drunk.
Oh no, it's like if you go deeper and deeper into Ireland, you are not going to understand anybody, especially when you get to the farmland farmers. They're a completely different language.
Yeah, it's not Ireland, it's Ireland.
Ireland.
Like, I was like, okay, cool.
Like if you guys ever get a chance to go onto YouTube and search for a thickest Irish accent, and there's a video of this farmer, and it just sounds like he's speaking gibberish because of how fast and thick his Irish accent is.
Damn.
Because I remember watching Jacksepticeye, he doesn't understand it in his fucking Irish.
Yeah, because I think it sort of sounds like he's going yeah, like really fast, and you're just like, huh? Exactly. Like I love that you can be in the, and I think that's the fun thing. I'm sure you guys have got it where you got different dialects of the language you can speak, depending on how deeper you go, I guess.
How deep will you want to go?
Damn, girl.
Because I know I've heard certain people that speak Spanish, but there's different levels of Spanish or something
Mm.
along the lines of that, where some
Sure,
people
yeah.
have a very deeper tone with it.
Well, I mean, in Spanish, you have, I mean, you have, it's kind of weird, like where you split a dialect and where you split an accent.
Mm.
Because, like, in Spain, you have dialects. You have Castellano, which is Spanish as we know it, and they have uh, Catalan, which they speak in Barcelona. They have Valenciano, which they speak in Valencia, which is similar to Catalan. They have I forget other, but then you look at like Latin America, right?
Mm.
And like 99% of the words that we use, 99% of the words that we use are shared all in every Latin American. Well, sorry, every Spanish-speaking Latin American country.
Mm.
Uh, so like I can understand a Puerto Rican, I can understand a Mexican, an Argentinian, etc. So they might have certain word
Words.
choices and verb differences. Like Spain has one verb tense that's not used anywhere else.
Mm.
South America uses one verb tense that is it's one of the standard verb tenses, just they use different. It's different. Like the words that they use are different. But like you can understand each other. Like 99%, and once you kind of get a little bit of experience in it, you can understand it perfectly. So I'll give you an example. So the second person, you, which English only has one, you. I love the existence of y'all because it's a plural second person. It's kind of nice.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
They don't have that in English. In Spanish, we do.
Nope.
We have tú, which is the informal you. You have usted, which is the formal you, and that's a singular. And then, in Spain, they have vosotros, which is their version of you. Like they'll understand the other two. That's the one they want to use. And if you go to like Argentina or Chile, they have vos, which is the same thing as tú and usted. Is just a different one. So there's these just tiny differences. So could they
Mm-hmm.
be dialects? I guess. But the fact that that I can understand 100% of anything anybody says in any of these languages, I don't know.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense. Because I know I've watched the comedian Gabrielle Fluffy
Yeah,
do the
Gabriel
whole
Iglesias.
do the whole bit of like how you can tell the different who's from where, like who's Puerto Rican, who's Mexican, who's Colombian, and
Right.
and
But
I
that's
know
just accents. That's like saying like a difference between an American, a Brit, an
Hmm.
Australian, and a Jamaican.
No, exactly, but it's fun to know that that is an actual thing people agree with. Is that yeah, that's pretty accurate or close enough to get the description across.
Oh yeah, you can imitate them a lot of ways. How I speak Spanish to like Luis Vasquez, who's Dominican like me, is not the same way as I would speak Spanish to someone who is not Dominican, because I kind of adapt on I call it an international Spanish or a neutral Spanish, because I want to be understood the first time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I know with Luis, I know certain words he says sounds a lot deeper or harsher, but that's just more like an accent thing. So
That's
it's
more the way
quite
he talks.
it's quite
He just
interesting.
he has a gruff voice when he talks.
That was it, a gruff voice. Like speaking the same thing, just the tone can make it sound different or change a little bit.
Right.
Still remember when I accidentally called him Spanish and he wasn't happy.
You can get over it.
To be fair, Sandy did something similar, so I'm not the only one who's buggered up somewhere. Just saying.
Yeah, and but it's not. It's like, in terms of how deep of an issue it is, it's a puddle.
I was gonna say it's
Like,
not like it's been purposely done. It's just I think that goes with like any accent or language that anybody speaks. Is sometimes you're gonna get confused if you hear multiple constantly, or you've only been used to one or the other.
right.
But
The
it's
Dominican
fun
Republic, for
to.
example, has 3 main accents,
Hmm.
and I cannot. It's hard for me to describe it to you in such a way that you would notice a difference.
Yeah.
But okay, like, have you ever heard like in Japanese and anime, like the Osaka accent,
Oh yeah. It's
like
it's
how it's
certain
the
ways.
country, how it's the country bumpkin accent,
Hmm.
Oh my god.
or that's what they called it in the anime. I wasn't my idea. It was
I mean, it was
Azumanga Daioh.
Kensai for them instead
But
of
my
Osaka.
point, yeah. So like in Dominican Spanish, you have 3 accents: the southwestern, which is what I have, the southeastern, and then the northern or the Cibao. Now the Cibao, I've heard it both described as the country accent and also as Dominicans with a South Boston accent. I don't know about that last one, but
I mean, I've never heard anybody from South Boston, so I don't
and the,
know.
and the way you can tell the difference is by what letters they're using more. For example, in Dominican Spanish, especially the less educated parts, they'll replace letters. So they might replace an L with an R or an R with an L.
Hmm.
Or if you're in the Cibao, they'll replace both of them with an I. So alguno, which is the word that means some. In Cibao, they'll say alguno.
Huh.
And yeah, so like, but if you're not immersed, you wouldn't be able to tell. It's like I can't tell the difference between Spanish accents in Spain. My father would be like, "Oh yeah, that person's from Andalusia. Oh, that person's from Madrid." I'm like, they all sound like Spaniards to me.
Oh my god.
But since we did mention the Osaka accent, I know when people have like localized games, like Yakuza, for example, how they localize the Osaka accent is, like you said, the country bumpkin kind of voice with the yers and yas and a lot more than just the simple you and you are.
They've been talking with the accent.
I mean, if you've ever like looked at the subtitles when Majima's talking, it's like, and the thing is, he doesn't even actually speak that thing. He's faking that accent as well. It's wild. But speaking of games and whatnot, would you say you'd like to see more games where the main focus is the language you speak, or do you prefer it being more like a separate dub option? And I'll ask you that, Jay.
Like, do you want would you like if I played a game, would they be speaking in the language as
Pretty much
opposed to in
like,
English and I'd have subtitles?
yeah, let's say the default language is Spanish, for example, rather than it being English with a Spanish dub added later.
I mean, I've I mean I really don't mind. Like, I've played a lot of games where you're in Japanese dub, it's Japanese with English subtitles.
Hmm.
I've seen anime in English, Spanish, French, German, Korean, Japanese, Chinese, Italian, Portuguese. To use that as an example, it's like, look, as long as there's subtitles in a language I can speak, do whatever you want.
Mm.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense. That's fair enough.
I
I
just don't
guess
like how
it's
they do Hispanics in like the media. They're like,
Ah.
"Oh, mijo,
yeah.
come here," and they'll just throw random Spanish words. I'm like, they don't actually talk like that.
I think the biggest offender for that back in the day is Grand Theft Auto San Andreas when they had the Vargos gang, and they would just throw random Spanish in between the English.
Oh boy.
You know, like the whole just a random essay out of nowhere. How about you, Eureka? Do you prefer most games having like a dub for the languages you would speak, or would you prefer more of them to be like more the main focus if it fits the tone of the game, I guess.
I mean, if it's like goes well with the setting and everything, and of course respectfully of like what they're doing with the language,
Mm-hmm.
because I know like uh, some people just don't know and just do it like this is stereotypical of what they think that ethnicity is, and I'm like, what, that people don't really talk like this. What are you doing with that language? What are you doing to that person? That's not how normal that normalized it is. What are you doing? It just feels cringe. I'm like,
Woody, has this
when
ever
people are
happened to
like a
you?
misconception. Which one?
Has it ever happened where like you're watching something, and let's say it's in Arabic. Let's say they have a scene that's in Arabic, but they're using the wrong Arabic.
I mean, yeah.
They're like, oh, these are, for example, I don't know, Qataris, but they're speaking with an Egyptian accent. That ever happen?
I mean, it's like unheard of, unless that I don't know they're like one of the parents is Egyptian.
I mean, like
Makes
on the
sense.
in the American media and stuff.
That I don't even see that even often, so it's rare. That's rare.
I guess it makes sense because if you look at like the old 80s, 90s action movies, you got Americans trying to sound Russian or speaking Russian, but they don't sound Russian because of how they're talking.
Well, they'll get
All
a
of a sudden,
German or a
I
Frenchman
don't
to
know
be
why.
American.
It kind of reminds me of that movie Click.
Oh, the one with Adam
Uh,
Sandler.
yes, but he actually like Rob Schneider is a fucking Arabian dude, and I'm like, of all people you would hire you to be like an Arabian, you took Rob Schneider. Why?
I don't know. Rob Schneider just shows up wherever.
It felt wrong. It felt
It's because a
wrong.
lot of the actors in Adam Sandler films are meal tickets. He's like, I hire my friends so they can eat.
I mean, it makes sense.
Uh,
If you're making a movie and you know a lot of people that would be okay to be in it, it's why you see Henry Winkler show up a lot in most of Adam Sandler's earlier movies.
oh my god! I'm just giving them their retirement money. I'm giving them the pension.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
it'd be like that.
Damn. Hmm. But I mean, we already got like a couple of like good video games that got dubbed. There's like
Hmm.
a Resident Evil 4, but everything is dubbed in Arabic, but it's Iraqi dialect Arabic.
Oh boy.
Wait, is that official or the fan one?
Fan, but it's so fucking hilarious. It's so fucking hilarious.
It's
It
it's
just
gen
makes me fucking wheeze.
it's generally interesting when a game doesn't have like an official dub
No,
or let's say translation because if it's text based. But you know, it's like when we found the Arabic translation of the first and second
Ace
case
Attorney,
of
yeah.
Ace Attorney. At some point, definitely got to go through that because oh my god, the puns! I have never heard Uriko wheeze so hard reading the
This is
puns.
funny.
Before like Lion King, and I think Lion King is like the big thing about this. I used to watch a lot of movies and they dub them in Spanish, but they
Hmm.
would dub the pun exactly, so it didn't make any fucking sense.
Oh no, it's like because it's not a common pun that you'd hear in Spanish,
Well,
right?
Oh.
because the pun makes sense in English, but doesn't make sense in other languages. And it's like okay, Lion King. It's our motto. What's a motto? Nothing. What's a motto with you? Yeah, you have motto and matter, which can sound alike, and they're homonyms
Mm.
or
Hmm.
homophones. I forget which one of the two it is, but they don't. That doesn't work in other languages. So Lion King actually went, and they're like, okay, let's explain. They basically over-explained every joke to the interpreters and be like, okay, give us a joke that's a pun in your language, and then tell us what it means. That's why Lion King is so good in all the languages. They actually tried to make it work.
No, exactly. You never want a literal translation because most people aren't gonna understand it, or most people won't like it because it gets rid of personality. I guess because I like to use Yakuza as a good example because when Yakuza 3 came out, they was not really caring too much about like a more accurate translation. So that's why a lot of stuff is very literal translated, and it kind of takes away the personality of the characters a bit too much.
Mm.
Mm.
So it's always fun when you get to adapt it up a bit, kind of make it make sense. because certain jokes and puns in Japanese aren't going to make sense in English, so it's kind of the same thing. Because a lot of it's like word based, like the
Yeah.
Yanako thing that you can do, Eureka.
I cannot do it though. It's kind of hard.
The what?
It's the little kitty that actually is from Monogatari. She does like the tongue twister, but in like nyan form.
Oh, Nyaku, that one.
Yeah, I already have that in my soundboard.
I know Sandy had that on her first VA
Oh.
competition.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote it out phonetically in Spanish so that I knew how to pronounce everything. So every time it said nya, instead of writing NYA, I would write an Enya, like you see in the chat.
Ah,
Nya 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 nya. Like I would do like that so that I knew how to fucking say it.
Oh
I mean,
man,
what do you gotta do?
just wait for the next one. Oh boy.
Yeah. Well, Sandy should be ready for the next one.
Oh my god, if you do another musical number, I'm gonna slap you and give you a hug. For those that don't know, since we've gone a little off tangent, but I love the little tangents we have. Jay ended up entering Sandy's VA competition, right? And it was literally the Navi, hey, listen line. So Jay was like, you know what? I'm not gonna do this seriously. I'm gonna do something even better.
Oh,
And
I
Jay,
was very serious about it.
I mean, it was serious, but it was a joke at the same time. But no, Jay literally does a longer than 2 minute video of turning the hey listen into a musical number to get people to donate bitties to Sandy. It was essentially a big troll, and it was glorious. And now it is the video you see when you reach a level 5 hype train on Sandy's side of things. Gold, or it was a gold joke. I love it, and I hate that it's so catchy.
Well, to be fair, it was a meme that somebody else made about a parody of they took an actual Dominican merengue song, a famous one,
Ooh.
and made it Zelda themed.
Ah,
And
okay.
that's where the hey listen. That's where I got the idea for the hey listen, because in the middle of the, I'll send it to you after stream.
Yeah. Yeah, good old Dale. I remember somebody read Dale as Dale.
Damn.
I mean, I understand why.
Mm. It made me laugh because
Yeah,
it's like Dale, Sandy, Dale. It's nice Dale. I can't remember who did it, but it was a fun little laugh.
Mm.
But food.
Who's but? Huh?
So,
What food?
do you both have a special dish that originates from, you know, the origin country of your language that you really like, that is either exclusive to you, that you haven't seen, like, English side, or is it something that you've seen evolve from going to something you've commonly known to everybody knows about it? So I guess, what's a special dish that you love, and is it still exclusive, or is it like out in the wild now? I'll go with you first, Jay.
What, you went with me last time? I've been talking way too much.
Fine then, I'm just gonna stick you in the corner. Get out of here, tentacle
Fine.
man.
Put me in the corner.
I can't. Actually, I could drag you, but fine. Uriko, you go first.
There's so many.
Like pick your most favorite one. That's like top of the list that you would always get or
I mean,
make.
adobo.
Oh yeah, I think you've shown me
Adobo.
adobo.
Yeah, adobo, but like the Filipinos version, because I know there is a Spanish version of adobo.
Well, let's just so everybody knows, the word adobo means seasoning. So chicken adobo is seasoned chicken.
That is one of my favorites, like a childhood meals that my mom makes because it's so fucking easy. It's just put soy sauce, garlic, onions, peppercorns, put it with like marinated with like chicken and everything, and one little stew. Hey, there, done. You're good. Just put a bit of white rice. You're good.
Is it still exclusive to like the Filipino side of things, or is it like out in the wild, like in the English side now? Would you say?
English side.
You know, like
English side.
you get what I get what I'm saying is it's not it's
Can you find
it's,
it in other countries?
you can find it in other countries, yes.
Not that much, unless there's like a good like a family of Filipinos that are like opening a restaurant that they can make. Yes.
So it's like it can be found. It just depends if there's a family that knows how to make it that way.
It really depends of like if there's like a community of Filipinos who are having those dishes in their region. Yes.
Right, let me just find my local Filipino so I can ask them for adobo.
Yeah, you don't know.
It's not. I wouldn't say it's as common to just walk up to some random person's house being like, "Hey, I smell you doing food. Can I come in and have food?" No, you know that's not the most common thing to happen. You get told to
Nah.
where to go if you did that.
Now I want chicharon.
Ooh,
Ooh.
chicharron is rinds, so it might be like. Well, I guess
You can
you
make it
best
with, like
know it as
different
pork
meats.
rinds. You might best know it as pork rinds, but they can make it out of like beef as well,
Beef or chicken?
or chicken. Yeah,
Chicken skin with the sweet chili sauce.
yeah.
I get.
Chicharron is skin. Is fried is like deep fried skin.
Yep.
Oh
I
yeah, we've
love
got
those.
something
Those are my
like that
favorite
here as
snacks.
well. But yeah, what about you, Jay? Same question. Would you be able to
like
find? Oh, sorry, go on. Yeah,
Dominican food.
yeah. Go with that.
So like yeah, you can find them. So I've been able to find it in quite a few places. Which is awesome when I do. But like, I guess my favorite dish is sancocho stew. It's a stew that's got like a ton of veggies and meats in it. And with rice, perfect on a rainy day. Heals the soul. Uh,
What's left of the
so
soul?
I still got mine. What are you talking about?
I have mine. Is gone, long gone. Cues
Yeah.
the Squidward.
But
How original.
that was your question, right? Like about.
Yeah, like what would you say is a favorite food that you like, and is it something you can find in other countries now? I guess.
Well, one of my favorite foods, and I don't know, it's kind of weird. I don't know if people ever heard of it. It's like a tomato based sort of pie with cheese.
Oh,
The Italians call it pizza, but I don't know what the English equivalent is.
sounds like quiche.
Yeah, it sounds like quiche to me.
I was basically describing pizza, y'all. I was just being a jackass.
I knew you was. That's why I didn't fall into it. So
Quiche has eggs in it.
I know. That's why I'm
Bitch,
clapping
still, you
back.
can make into a fucking pie
Your
tin. Who
Face
cares?
can be made into a pie.
If you sit on it.
I'm sure I can.
God damn! I'm
Is that
sending
an
you two
invitation,
to.
Uriko? Cal, get that booty ready.
Now I'm sending that you two to a different room. You clearly need
I can
it.
find my fucking address, maybe. Until then, it's a mystery.
But yeah, I don't know. I got raised trying a lot of different foods, so like there's tons of foods that I love from all over the world. What I really want to do is I want to go to the I want to go to the UK and have some like legit UK food. I want to have some,
Haggis.
I want Scottish haggis. I'd love to try just to say I did. Shepherd's pie. I want to have a full English breakfast. I want to try that. That looks amazing.
Not
You
with
know
the
what?
beans.
Yes, with the beans.
No, not with the beans.
Yes, with the beans.
No.
Yes.
It's not cooked.
No,
Yes.
I don't want to. Uriko, you don't get to talk about food. This little shit right here. I described a Sunday roast dinner to her. No, shush. Give me a second, cat. No, I described a Sunday roast dinner to her. I've sent you a picture of it, Jay.
It looked really good.
She wanted to add rice to it.
This sauce is gonna be wasted.
Okay, so you have to understand. The Filipino side of Uriko and my Hispanic side both going like, yeah, add some rice.
God damn it, no. This is what you
listen, we will add rice to a lot of things. Actually, that roast does look like it would go perfectly with rice.
I am half Arabian, half Filipino. We got rice up the yin yang. We don't use fucking bread. There's rice. Just add it to it. All the juice is gonna go for the fucking rice.
Look, I could not add rice to a Sunday dinner. It'd feel not right for me. But I'm not going to waste the gravy. I am going to mop that up with a good 2 pieces of bread.
Oh yeah.
So does a fucking rice.
Why not? ¿Por qué no los dos?
Double the carbs.
Yeah. What? You never had bread with your pasta?
Garlic bread.
Actually, I've never had bread with pasta, no.
But it's
Yeah, so-
garlic bread.
Well, you
Garlic bread.
I mean, if you ever make like spaghetti and meat sauce or whatever, you can use the bread to like wipe up whatever sauce is left.
I don't do that.
Sorry, I'm just looking at the side chat. Everybody's just like freaking out, and then I just see garlic bread with spaghetti.
Wait, what are we
I
freaking
just
out
lick it
about? Are we
off.
freaking out about bread with pasta?
I mean, you just
'Cause
lick it
that's-
off, right?
Because I've seen that in Latin America. I've been to Italy and I had bread with my pasta. Oh, they were freaking
you
out because
do
you never
you.
had garlic bread.
No, I've had garlic bread.
I mean, you
What do you
do
go?
you. You do with anything with your mouth. It's nobody's business. You do whatever you want. It's your plate.
Wait, who's screaming at who that hasn't had garlic bread? I'm confused at who's getting screamed at. Is it me? Is it you?
Yeah, you and me both, bro.
I mean, I don't have like plain bread with my pasta. It's always been garlic bread.
I've had garlic bread though.
Okay, I'm gonna say something dumb that me and my sister used to do when we were little kids.
Ketchup
2
on
slices of
spaghetti.
white bread, and we would put spaghetti and meat sauce in the middle. We'd have a spaghetti and meat sauce sandwich.
I mean, that's normal.
Some people look at me and they like. I've had a lot of people freak out about that, and I'm like,
Why?
I don't know, but people are like, "What? What the hell are you doing?"
It's a portable, but like dish you're going with. At least
Yeah.
you can eat the
Oh, that's another
like
British thing I want to
the
try: a
thing.
toast sandwich.
Oh, a toaster, yeah, which is essentially a grilled cheese sandwich.
It doesn't have cheese in it at all. Because I've been hearing it was a piece of toast in between 2 slices of untoasted bread.
I've actually
My
never had
brain
that.
hurts. My brain hurts.
Okay, I just want
Like
to know
to
that
just to
about the
imagine it.
spaghetti sandwiches. Everybody's making me feel really validated, and I really appreciate all of you right now.
Okay, yeah,
I mean,
I've never.
ain't it kind of like a spaghetti sub sandwich? Same like that. Meatball sandwich.
Okay, I
But
will
meatball
have.
sandwich doesn't have spaghetti.
I will have garlic bread with spaghetti sandy because I know you've done that. I've actually never had that, believe it or not.
Oh, it's really good.
I mean, it kind of reminds me way too much of like pancit with pandesal. It's like buttery rolls with like fried noodles inside of it. There. It tastes good.
Oh no, I'm just hungry. God damn it.
You're welcome.
But
Yeah, fuck you, Sam.
hey, grandpa. But yeah, moving on
Hi,
before we
Sam.
get stuck about food because we'd be here all day.
Oh,
I
imagine
guess.
us like being like Cal is being stuck with us. Ah, the most horrible thing I'd ever imagined.
Oh, shut up, you. You know I enjoy being with you both. I like being with everybody. Everybody's
You're not
sweet.
stuck here. You're stuck with me.
Everybody's more sweet to me than they need to be, even when I'm a dumbass. But moving on. So, what advice would you give someone who might be trying to learn the languages you speak? So, what would you say? What would you give as advice to be like, okay, you're starting out with this, start here or learn this? What would you say, Jay?
Okay, I would say learn how every vowel is pronounced. There's only 5 of them. There's only 5 vowel pronunciations. Learn what they are, and then learn the grammar rules of how you pronounce a word. Because there are rules. I don't know if you want me to go into them or not, Cal, but like the rules are basically like if you know the rules, you will know how to pronounce the word 100% of the time. Even if you don't know what it means, you know how to pronounce it. That's like the first thing is like just that there's one way to pronounce it, and you know you learn the grammar rules for how to read a word. Okay, that's one. Number 2, immerse yourself. Language needs to be immersed, and really with just those 2 things, I think that'll help you learn Spanish.
So pretty much learn the basics and use it a lot with people that speak the language naturally.
Yeah, you could say that.
I mean that makes sense because the more you got, the more chances you're having using it, the more you can be like, okay, I need to improve this here or this or that, and then you usually
Hmm.
click on.
Yeah. You're gonna ask Squid Go, she's gonna be like, don't.
Yep, Eureka. What about you? What advice would you give to somebody that's either trying to learn Tagalog or Arabic?
I mean, you're fine if you make a lot of mistakes. I mean, you gotta start out somewhere. You gotta suck it up in the beginning, but sucking tends to go for like from sucking to being a little bit good. But you're learning from your mistakes. That one
Yeah.
you teaches you that way. You more gives you more motivation to learn the language. So don't hold back and just learn. Sure, you're gonna stumble, but that's fine. That's how we learn. It's fine. The people who
Yeah.
are like fluent or like natural speakers got to be very excited for you because you're like you're learning our language. This is fun. Not a lot of people would like are willing to like learn a new language. I know because it's hard, especially when they're older, not younger, but when they're older. I know it's getting harder for to learn like a new grammar, new words, even like practicing the sounds because they're not used to it. But that's fine. Baby steps, baby steps.
Yeah.
You
That
gotta have
makes
like a
sense.
lot of more fun time of like mixing words and like learning new words to use against them.
Eureka over here being like, I'll teach you all the bad words.
That's the first thing you should know. All the bad
Sharmuta.
words first. Bingam. Don't
No,
call me sharmuta.
no, yeah, I agree. It's always fun. I know every so often I'll try to learn a bit of a few words. I know Eureka was gonna sit down with me to like learn some of the numbers, but we never had a chance. I just know Wahad, which is one.
One. How many, sir? Would you like that? Wahad.
uh,
Wahad.
pretty much. It's like,
It's the first step. First step.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think everybody gets scared of failing, and it's like that's the whole point. Though you're gonna do terrible at it, even if you're only learning like a few phrases just to make somebody feel comfortable. You're still putting in effort.
Effort.
I
Yeah.
mean, I remember when I sat down to learn pronunciation in Japanese romanji for the duet song that we ended up doing, and that was hard. Like trying to get into the point where I could say lelulu. Yeah, because you got L and R's next to each other, so it's like lelulu. Uh, and I'm just glad. Big accomplishments.
Work that tongue. Work that tongue. You need to practice the tongue.
I know the tongue wagging. Tongue wagging, and if I can roll my R's at some point, like naturally, without doing them accidentally, I'll be somewhere. It's like trying to say recognize. I can't roll the R's.
Recognize.
Oh my
I,
fucking god.
I hate that I can't do that. I could. It's just like I've got to force my brain into it.
You know,
Force
the
it.
original recognize didn't start with the rolling. They just kind of happened one day.
Isn't that the best thing though? Is
The original thing was recognize, and then somehow I just like one day I was just being just a complete grandma and went recognize.
no, it
I mean,
adds.
you gotta roll with it.
God damn it, Eureka!
I don't get it.
Wow. Thanks, Squidward.
No, Uriko, mayonnaise is not an instrument.
No, Eureka. Mayonnaise is not an instrument. I don't know why I sound like Owen Wilson
Where's
trying
his
to do
hand?
Squidward.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh wow. Oh, but, and there's always a big but, if you had the time or the moment to do it, would you like to learn another language to add to what you already know, be it out of interest or possibly visiting the country the language is from?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I
What
actually did that.
hmm,
I did that 2 years ago. So I went on a safari I went to Kenya and I went to Tanzania,
Yeah.
and they speak Swahili there. So I was just like, kind of taking a crash course, trying to pick up how to say things, how to what do they mean, just to talk with the locals, because I think it was kind of fun. And then just to be able to kind of understand it. It's just a little fun little tidbit. That was a blast. I forgot a lot of it, but I had fun when I learned it.
And it's like you said, if you had more chance to speak with other people that speak the language, you probably would remember it a lot easier.
Yeah.
Is there any that you would like to learn now if you had the time for it?
Either Japanese or Korean.
I can agree with that. I'd love to sit down and learn Japanese, but it's learning a lot of different ways of it, or which way you're going to be going with the most. But no, I agree. How about you, Eureka? Any others you'd like to add to your repertoire of languages?
I mean, I would like to add more because it's fun to learn something new. Good for your brain. Good stimulation.
Agreed.
Yeah, if I remember right, don't you know little bits and pieces of Japanese?
I do because of like I took a lesson, and also like when I'm going there for like vacation, I'm like, okay, I need to try my best, even though it sounds like ass, but I'm doing my best.
That's why you've got Gin with you, because Gin's a lot more fluent.
Mm.
But I guess for me, it definitely would be Japanese I'd like to learn. But I also like learning languages my friends speak, even if it's just little bits. It's like if I could sit down for a day and learn a bit of Spanish or learn a little bit more of Arabic or Tagalog, I would.
Yeah.
Because it's nice to surprise somebody. Like saying happy birthday would just be Feliz cumpleaños, if I remember right.
Años. You almost got it.
Años.
Wrong N.
Feliz cumpleaños. Okay,
Año.
right.
Año.
Año.
Not the
Año.
anos.
Not the anos,
Ano
yes.
ano is anus. I'm gonna write two things in the chat, and I want you to pronounce the first one.
God.
Oh no.
Just play along with me.
Jesus.
The guest is flipping stuff on me. I'm being made to do things.
God.
Okay. Do you want to crack at either of them, or do you just want me to tell you what they say?
I'll try like just the ones. Mi papa tiene anos.
Okay. So the
What did I
second one
say?
is the second one. So the first one is Mi papá tiene 40 años. My father is 40 years old. The second one, Mi papa tiene 40 años, is my potato has 40 anuses. And if you capitalize papa, it's my pope has 40 anuses.
Bless Pope Leo.
Sanctus
Pope
bliss.
Leo's 40 anuses.
May he bless my many spuds of anuses.
Oh, I'm dying. I'm perishing.
I mean, great. The Pope Leo can do something for you.
Yeah, Sanctus and all that fun stuff. Dorime and all, Dorime and all that.
Dorime.
What a thing to come into Renner is literally the Pope has 40 anuses.
Welcome to Saturday.
Welcome to Saturday, folks. Welcome to your local Saturday morning cartoon with the cat, the Slephopod, and the demon.
Sounds like a bit like a bar joke.
So, two people walk into my bar. One of them's a cat. The other one seems kind of fishy, even though he's not a fish.
Okay, fuck me, okay.
God damn it! Where's my inhaler?
I could have either said that or the cat came in carrying the fishy one in her mouth.
Like, I know I'm a pussy, but I don't bring the fish in here.
Just walks in with a cat in your mouth. Not a cat in your mouth.
Ew. Okay.
A fish in your...
I think it's inappropriate to say that the cat smells like fish.
Fuck you. I was
Anakin.
fishing.
I'm sure you were.
uh, look, I like to make my guests perish every so often.
I mean, you're perishing instead of us, so.
Well, to be honest, I wasn't
expecting.
I wasn't expecting the Pope to have 40 anuses today, but here we are.
Look, Pope Leo has many talents.
Just the highlight is the Pope has 40 anuses.
This is 2025. Everybody can have more than one anus.
Have as many anuses as you want.
You can say the cat is always sly and fishy.
God.
I don't know. I just want.
Do it for the hell of it.
I just want like art of you carrying a little goober Jae in your mouth.
Raw?
Would you be like, no, he'd like it too much.
I mean, you would, or would you?
It's literally a mini version of you. It's not your full one. You're not just like dangling there in full form, being like, "This is my life now."
I mean, y'all know Esme, right? The fishwife.
Yeah.
Esme has a PNG of her as a mermaid, holding a little like crystal ball, and I'm trapped in the crystal ball as a little chibi.
Oh, I've seen that one. Yeah.
Good. You're trapped. This is for your forever prison.
The forever prison.
Yep. You should never be released. Ever.
But yeah, it's been fun to get a little insight to like the growing up with knowing multiple languages or then learning English. I'm sorry you got to learn that. We're not great people. but no, it's quite fun. I didn't know there was like that rock is hard to do in Spanish. Like I've never heard that before. So
yeah,
it's hard.
Because
what do you expect the rock to be?
Damn it. Anyways, yeah, it's because again, like I said, it's because Spanish is longer, so you have to take a lot of poetic licensing to figure it out.
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna be sitting here in my corner.
Say it, you fucking coward.
Come on, we're near the end. You guys have like got through all these questions and given me like some really amazing answers, and I got to learn more about you both. So it's fun.
He wants to know about our like a private data. Oh my god.
The gasp.
Yes, putting my fingers together, being like, can you please give me information?
I want to see your information.
Identity theft is not a joke, Callius.
Okay.
Calcifer.
Okay, Donkleton.
Alice.
Calfred. Calamute.
I don't know why. I just want to call you Joseph, but that isn't what J goes
Joseph.
to. You literally
Joseph.
You're literally Joseph Zockleton.
Well, no, because J doesn't come from Jose.
I know. I'm just being stupid. I couldn't think of how to say Joseph without.
Oh my fucking.
Jalapeno on a stick.
I am Jose Jalapeno.
Oh man, that was a wild time. If nobody knows about jalapeno on a stick, go educate yourself.
I am
it's
not
wild.
I am an octopus.
But are you gonna say no to somebody putting soy sauce
come
on
from
you?
The sea. Both of you guys are salty, so that's fine.
Are you a catfish?
I mean, if I like dunk in water, maybe.
See, that's why I always spritz you to keep you moist.
Oh gosh,
That's why my skin is it's like glowy and so dewy, keeping my youth. Octopus ink helps my
Oh my god!
No, don't make the joke.
Now we're insinuating that I bukkake you with my octopus ink.
I was gonna say, don't say it. Bad
done.
Jay, go
It's
to your
done.
corner.
Everybody knows. Everybody heard it.
Spray the
Yeah, we
Jay.
heard it. Uriko likes to be bukkake.
Oh, that's not the way I wanted to end on this.
We don't have to end now, but we all know. But we all
Everything.
know now that it's a canon event. Uriko likes to be bukkake. She has admitted it. You're all witnesses.
Oh
What kind of
my
witnesses?
gosh. I can't take this
Who's
to
offering?
anywhere. Like, I knew this was going to happen, but at the same time, I'm like, I like the chaos, though. I like when there's a bit of banter going on. The banter's fun. You know, top-notch banter.
Yeah.
Renna, too sober for this.
In Nagasaki, they like bukkake. In Nagasaki, they go funky for your love.
Oh my
If you
lord.
know that meme, it's time to take your aspirin for your arthritis.
Like, oh my god, I need a Benadryl right now.
Ah, gosh.
I'm out of milk tea. Fuck.
Oh, I saw milk tea that you sent me for my birthday.
Yeah.
See, you
Added
guys are just
some,
making
like,
me hungry.
pumpkin spice.
To be honest, I shouldn't have asked the question about food, but then I'm kind of curious.
I
After
mean,
this, I'm making
food
lunch.
does like gives you a lot of like information of like of somebody's character a lot.
What, asking about food?
Yeah, because food has like origins.
No, it does, it does. It's always fun to see where food comes from. What is the origin of this particular dish?
Yes.
Yes.
Ah, my god, now I want stuffed like grapevines. Damn it. Why am I
Ooh,
craving?
But-
I've had those. Those are really good.
Yeah, I love those.
Damn.
There's a instead of like I know a lot of people would think about Greek, but no, there's like Iraqi version of it that I like it because it's sweeter with pomegranate molasses. That's my favorite.
In DR, we have the Lebanese version of that.
But they use like lemon, so it's a little bit sour. That's not my favorite.
Aw.
I like it sweet, and it has ground beef.
Yee.
Yeah. Also, you
What
can
else?
have like potatoes with it as well, so it tastes really good.
Potatoes. Do I want to say the meme?
For the anuses.
No, the other one. The other potato meme that I say that everybody goes, God damn it, Jay.
Say it.
Sure.
Cal?
Sure, go.
Potatoes. Mash them, grill them, stick them in your ass.
You know, I know they say to grow them in a dark place, but come on.
Nah, Jay's hole is like moist and everything. It gives it hydration, so it's fine.
Oh man.
Jay's our little greenhouse.
I mean, he's already green, so he's halfway there.
Ah, yeah.
It's not easy being green.
Oh gosh.
Cal,
So
was
that
this
is,
what you expected this stream to be like?
no, but I actually do have one final question. It's a VTuber one. If you wasn't the avatar you are now, what other kind of character would have you been? So let's say you didn't decide to be a cephalopod. What would you have chosen instead? Like as a second thing?
That's a good question. I have to think about that.
Juan.
Like, do you think it'd still be like underwater creature related or animal related, or would you went the more human route for yourself?
I probably would have been just like an anime character, just be an aromantic hyper allosexual, commonly known as a fuckboy.
You know, I can see
I
you.
gotta have like a cat ears as well.
Yeah, give me cat ears, ooh woo baby.
How about you, Uriko? If you didn't go with the yokai cat girl, what would you have went with instead?
I'll be going for like, do you know Dorara?
Nope.
Ah, the anime. There is like a one character called the Celity. She's the Durahan, but her
Oh,
head is not there, so it's like smoke.
Oh yeah,
oh,
the motorcycle chick.
Yeah, I want
Oh,
to have
you mean
like smoke coming out of my like neck and everything.
you mean
But
the
it's
one
gotta
that's
be
like
everything like disjointed.
you mean the one that's all in leather and head is essentially
Yes.
a yellow cat girl, the helmet of
The
sorts.
helmet, yeah, yeah.
You can
But
do that
Ah,
now.
more,
Sheesh.
but more like more creepy way.
I was gonna say I haven't seen too many Dullahans. I think I've only ever seen two, and one of them was Rain.
Yeah, Rain.
You don't see too many detachable head or no head
Mm.
VTubers.
A Marie Antoinette VTuber.
I mean,
Oh
you could
no.
someone could always be the headless horseman.
What if you're the
I mean, it
horseless
can
headman?
be. Because I keep imagining like the horse being like the one in the main, and like the guy riding the horse gotta be just there for props.
Yeah, the horse is the one that talks.
Yeah, it's gonna be like Mr. Ed.
I mean, isn't that sort of what Vil is as a VTuber? He's a little crab, but
Right.
like he's
So
the one
Vill's a
in
little
charge.
crab carried by Liv, who was just the
Uh-huh.
background.
That's essentially sort of like a similar thing, isn't it? Like the main character's the crab more than anything.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, it's like Ariel and Sebastian. Like if Ariel was on land and lost her voice.
Could be, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I'm trying to think what I would have been if I didn't go the demon route. I think I would have just stayed.
Baked
A
beans.
snake.
Can there.
I am not being a
can?
baked bean can.
Why not?
Look, I have to wake up
Can of
every day.
beans.
I have to wake up every day and realize I'm British. Don't make me make that my whole
Listen,
persona.
man.
The beans.
I've seen a post. I've seen a mailbox VTuber. I saw an OBS. What it was an OBS layout VTuber.
I mean, I've seen a
was
foot
the
VTuber.
OBS.
Yeah, I saw a foot VTuber as well. So,
I know a chair VTuber.
but yeah, I probably would have just went stuck more the human side of things. So no wings or anything. Just me and my little dog.
Aw. So Snake and the wolf owl.
Yes, I would have totally been Venom Snake with like a prosthetic arm that can do many things.
Yay.
But no, I'm glad to be my purpley winged self. I mean, come on, look at the people I hire and hang around with. Look at you two.
It's gotta be like Dave Chappelle. I want that purple stuff.
Just makes you
Man.
wanna just being around Cal just makes me want to rip my shirt off.
Oh,
Oh my fucking god.
hold on. Since we're doing this, there we are.
No.
My pecs are out.
Ah, I got nothing.
Oh
I got
gosh.
nothing.
You know what? I'll even do everybody one better. You know, what's the right? I want to make sure I hit the right button. I don't want to get in trouble on this
Don't
one.
flash everybody.
I'm not flashing nobody. I'm just putting on the shorts.
Renna, what do you mean soon? What do you mean soon?
Soon.
Jay, hold
Coming
me,
to
I'm
Horde.
scared.
Oh, he has pics. You gotta have like enjoyment on that. They're soft.
Nah. No nipple gang, rise up.
To be fair, I could have had them on, but Renna was just like, no, you don't need them. You'll be fine. They're there. They're just like hidden. They're shy. Let me put my.
They're hidden in the
Oh,
trees.
I'll put it back on now. Oh, she's talking Tucken. Are you English? God damn it.
Udi, I didn't know
You
you had
gotta
jiggle
revoke.
physics.
Oh, I do that.
She's a very bouncy, jiggly lady. I just like at the end is like, here's jiggles and pecs.
I mean, my thighs also jiggle.
I get jiggle too.
Okay, you don't have to flex on me. I'm just a little flat over here.
Yeah.
Soon, one day.
Doesn't mean I have more bounce than you, Cal. You're flat.
I got a better ass.
I don't have a backside in this one.
Yet. But, and yes, since we're talking about butts anyway, I think that's our little talk done. Thank you both for, giving some good insights, being wonderful people, making me laugh crazily, and yes, love you too, Jay.
I made you choke.
Yes, you both made me choke.
Choke me like you hate me, but you love me.
But yeah, is there any final things you want to say to the ever lovely people that have sat and watched us do things?
Yeah, me and Udi are gonna go to Disneyland now. Let's go, Udi.
Damn, you're gonna go, Eureka?
I don't have money. Unless
You-
Jay wants to be the sugar daddy that pays off everything. So I don't mind.
I need a sugar daddy to come pay my bills.
Boy, you slid off way too smoothly.
Cha cha, real smooth. Hey,
He left us.
But yeah, but also, Jay, you went the completely wrong way. That's not where the door was. It's to
nope,
your
I
left.
can't move to the right.
He's going to the basement for some reason. I don't know why.
I was gonna say it would have been to the left of. Wait, no, it would be your right, not yeah. Left for me, right for you.
Yep.
And I know, yeah, you can't swing that other way because I'd have to throw you guys over to the door.
Swing out, Jay. Swing out.
Right. But I am gonna love and leave you both. Thanks for coming along, causing chaos, answering some amazing questions, and just being your ever lovely selves. Right,
Bye.
so
Thank you so much for having. All right, I would like to be interviewed now.
oh no.
God.
Hello.
Oh, no.
Okay, where's the lighter?
Oh.
Oh gosh.
I mean, that's gotta be like you're just making roasted octopus. That's good for us.
It's a sock though. You don't know where the sock's been?
I know where it's been,
Hello,
but it's
I am
fine. We can
Simon
always roast it.
Recognize.
Sorry, Sockleton, you're way too late.
I'm fine. I'll just chill here. Thanks.
Oh gosh.
Damn, that's hot.
But yeah, I'm gonna dip out of the voice and everything else. So I will catch you lovely too later.
Thanks for having us,
Bye
Cal.
bye.
Bye bye.